Hey guys, let me talk to you about suturing. Suturing is something that I find to be pretty cool. I love to see how the skin could be so separated, and something as simple as going under, going to the other side and switching it around and tying it up and doing it the whole way until the injury is this tight so it can heal properly. To me, is like magic. Although it's as simple as tying your sneakers, right? But one night in the emergency room at El Hospital Cabral in Santiago of the Dominican Republic, I just got off break. I went to recaffeinate myself and get ready for this intense Saturday night where the emergency room was packed. As soon as I walk in, I see a Haitian brother got into a machete fight with an unknown person, and he was struck with a machete throughout his body on numerous locations. When I ran into him, they were just starting to help him. And as soon as I walked in, I put my gloves on, which I had to get from myself from working on the ambulance. Remember, or if you don't know, I used to work in New York City as a paramedic and study medicine as a doctor in the Dominican Republic. So on my trips to the New York City, I would restock on stuff that I needed on a daily basis, like gloves. So I had my own gloves. I put them on. They were blue, I remember. And this guy was bleeding all over the place. There was no trauma surgeon. This is a third world country hospital where literally people from the entire region who cannot afford healthcare go to this hospital. So you have the poorest of the poor in a poor country receiving free medical treatment with limited supplies. So you had to bring your own gloves, right? So I'm here. I ask one of my fellow medical interns to pass me the suture kit. They passed me the suture kit. It just so happens that we didn't have the clips to like make it go under the skin. The little calipers, scissor looking type thing to hold the needle, we didn't have a large amount of them, and he needed stitches. So I literally, with the help of a trauma surgery resident, started suturing this guy without the clips, like very carefully, just trying to suture his skin together to control the bleeding. He was in shock, unknown blood pressure, but he looked like it must have been 70 over palp. He did not have an arterial bleed. Remember, arterial bleed squirt. He had a venous bleed where he just kept like venous / capillary beads where the blood was really dark and it was coming out slowly. This guy was dying in front of us, bro. We started suturing him, and one of the attendings or higher upper class residents, 4th year resident, was just sitting there looking at us, telling us what to do. For example, the patient's underwear was coming down and his penis was out. I'm suturing his freaking quadricep muscle and skin. Mostly the skin, because I'm not experienced on suturing the muscle. That's something that the surgeon had to handle. But it was down to the muscle, and he was bleeding, and all she kept saying to us was, put his underwears on, respect his modesty, he's naked. All while she's sitting down drinking a coffee and eating a brownie or a chocolate chip cookie. Literally just sitting there looking at us. It made me so upset, because the lesson I want to share with you is, do not send someone to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. She could have easily got up, put on some gloves, been less selfish because she had her break, and come and helped us. She had more experience. She knew what to do way more than I do. Yet she wanted to boss me around. A lot of times, people that have more experience want to boss you around. Don't let them boss you around. And if you do that, shame on you, bro. Shame on you, sister. You should definitely not instruct people to do things that you're not willing to do yourself. Long story short, this lady kept the resident, the emergency medicine resident, she must be an attending by now, kept nagging me about lifting up his underwears. And I rose my voice out of anger, and I told her to get up and do it herself and stop drinking the goddamn coffee. It was so bad that because of that outrage that I had towards her, one of the other male residents was coming to save her. Like, hey, don't talk to her like that. And we almost fought in the emergency room. But he didn't want none of this. And he knew it. So he calmed down. I'm not a tough guy, but at the same time, you just have to have morals enough to understand that what you're doing is wrong. Lead by example. I hope this helps. Peace.